Hey everyone, this is Nathan. I hope you all enjoyed listening to the madness that was the Ready Room exhibit. I promise that the end of the Genevieve arc is within sight. I've had a blast hearing everyone's theories. But before we get to that, we've got a new exhibit coming from Marcus, which should start coming out in a few weeks' time. I don't know any of the details, so I can't even spoil anything, except for the fact that, as a result of my actions in the 100-Acre Woods, I am seemingly on probation. Alas. But in the meantime, we thought we would post an episode from another show that we really like, Solve This Murder. For those of you who don't know, Solve This Murder is run by Dani Siller and Bill Sunderland from Escape This Podcast, the show where Marcus and I shut down an illegal ice cream operation. Bill and Dani are also two of the other minds behind the upcoming Rise of the Golden Idol game. Solve This Murder is a fantastic murder mystery podcast where, like ours, one of the hosts is trying to solve a murder mystery written by the other. Like I've mentioned before, this podcast is actually a direct inspiration for the Murder Museum. So if you've enjoyed Marcus and I getting into mischief in our various exhibits, we really think you'd enjoy this podcast. So here we're going to post the first episode of The Virtual Victim. Have a listen.
Welcome to Solve This Murder. I am your detective, Dani.
And I am your crime scene criminal and witnesses, Bill. This is a new mystery. I wrote this one. It's another Bill Street.
I'm excited.
Is that what we should call them? Bill Streets?
Absolutely not. There's something better than that.
I don't know if there is. So this is another Bill Street. I wrote this mystery. I'm running this one for Dani as the detective. For people who are new to the show, welcome. This is a show called Solve This Murder. I'm introducing it too much, but here we go.
You went so out of your way to remind me. Oh, Dani, remember, you speak first this time. If you're the detective, you have to introduce the show. Mm-hmm. Why did I bother?
I'm just saying you had to have the first line. What
Apparently,
I'm saying
I didn't.
For people who are unfamiliar with the show, maybe this is the first one you've clicked on. This is a murder mystery show. One of us creates a murder mystery, and the other person has to take on the role of detective and solve it. They don't know anything about the mystery. They have to know who to ask, what to look at, how to pry, how to find clues, how to shake confessions out of people.
All things I am thoroughly expert in.
And we have a fun mystery, and this one is called, as you can see, The Virtual Victim. And I believe the fact that it is the virtual victim is pretty much all Dani knows about this mystery. I don't know how much we need to introduce before we get into it. I will say this is part one of X. People who are listening know how many parts there are. We don't, because we haven't finished the recording yet. We haven't even started the recording. I will say, every week we've got another part. For our $5 donors on our Patreon, there is a link below, you can get the whole mystery right away. If you love to binge.
We reward people who cannot wait.
Yes, if you have no patience and
we
$5, that's the best kind of person.
Us.
So you can check that out. Otherwise, at the end of every episode, send us what your thoughts are. You can solve this mystery alongside Dani. That's why it's called You Solve This Murder. So send us messages and emails and tweets and whatever you want and come up with some, well, maybe not tweets because that'll be spoilers for everybody else. Send us an email with your questions, your queries, your theories, your ideas, and see if you can get the mystery before Dani does. That being said, Dani, does that mean we're ready to go? Are we ready to start a mystery?
Let's go with that, shall we?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Especially for you having
rusty.
solved. You're quite rusty, having needed to be the solver. So let's get into it.
I've also only done it once.
You've only done it once?
I am new and rusty.
New and rusty, the worst combination. If you get a new
That's
nail
the buddy cop drama
and it's
you
rusty,
want.
you're taking that nail back to the store. You say, give me another different nail. This one's not even old. All right. You are private investigator Dani Danson. I don't know if you have a name. Did you have a cool surname? Dani Danson. You've worked previously with Police Inspector Simba.
Yep.
He often sends work your way. Last time he sent you on a holiday and work ended up your way when you were on a plane trip to SleuthCon and had to solve a mystery in the air. This time, it's real work.
All right.
Do you get a call or a knock on your door? How
a
should I
knock
do
on
this?
my door? Oh my god, no.
Okay.
What?
Text?
Who would want that? I'll take a text. That's cool.
You get a text that says, "Can I call you? Murder." The phone rings.
I say, hello, this is murder.
Hello, this is Inspector Simba. Are you busy? Do you have a job at the moment? I've got some work for you.
This is my job.
Oh, okay. I
Right?
thought you had other clients.
Oh, okay, right. I'm that sort of. Okay, yep.
You're a freelance. You always tell me you're a busy person.
It turns out that at this time of year, there's no crime.
Oh, well, you say that, but I've got a doozy for you. We have a case, and I'd like your opinion on it, like your investigation. We're spread too thin here.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I know I shouldn't say this, but I'm not a fan of the cops. I know I am a cop. Don't let him know, but I'd rather you solve this murder.
Perfect.
It's a slightly strange case.
Oh, no, it's not another Aliens one, isn't it?
No, that's not that kind of a show. You see, well, a game developer, his name is Dave Lecomte. Sadly, he's died.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, we sort of have footage of the murder.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. They don't usually make it that easy.
Well,
The sort of is curious.
yes, it doesn't really make it that easy.
Is it one of
We
those
have
you see it happen in silhouette?
similar, I suppose.
Hmm.
You see, you can. Well, maybe I should just show you. I'll send you the video.
Oh, this isn't good. My phone's really bad at videos. Sure. Email it. We'll get this happening
All right,
one way or another.
I'll put it in a Google Drive
Thank
link,
you.
and you can download it on your end.
It's amazing how well that seems to work.
All right. Well, look, this is me officially handing the case over to you. Call me if you have any questions, but you can see what I'm talking about.
Cool. So from here, are you just out? Do I have the address and I just go straight over and wander?
I'll
Am I not
text
gonna?
you the address. If you need to know, just call me. You can call me after the video. Maybe I can text you his address or any other details you need. I'm here for you.
How wild! I'm surprised you don't want to stay on the line and like hear my vocal reactions to this video.
Yeah, it's like when you
I'll
show
put you
someone
on.
a YouTube video and the funny part's coming up and their eyes are like, and then you don't laugh as much as they think you should laugh, and they go, oh yeah, it's all right. It's a fine. It's okay. What's all right?
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be that. He doesn't like that situation, so
Oh,
he's going
okay.
to let you watch the video.
All right.
So he sends you a link to the video, and you see it's not security footage, it's not police surveillance tape or anything like that. It's a VOD. It's a Twitch VOD.
Oh, okay.
Twitch.tv/Verge.
Not the first time that people have seen crimes or terrible disasters on Twitch VODs.
Yeah. And so the stream starts. This is unlisted now, obviously. It's part of a crime scene, so they just unlisted it.
Sure.
That's how it works. And you see, it's on a channel called The Verge, and the video starts. And you see the streamer quickly introduces himself. You hear, hey everybody, it's Nicole Vergeson, that's The Verge, and we're going to be doing some streaming today. Yes, hello, hello, yes. And thank you so much for 26 months. Thank you for 30. Oh, and 5 gifts and on it. There's a bit of start of stream banter. You sort of start to scroll through it a little bit, and none of this seems to be that important. As it continues on, they announce, hey, so we're going to be playing more Shattered Worlds with Dave and Josh. It's going to be great. I'll see if they're ready. Hold on. And you hear the audio of a call like, hey, you guys, okay, cool. And the scene changes and you see a video call. You see Nicole Vergeson still there on the call. And there are 2 other names in this video chat. One who actually has video, labeled as Dave, and you assume Dave Lecomte.
Yep.
And the other says Josh Yang and has no video, just a circle with a JY in it.
Sure.
Dave, you see in his video, is sitting at his desk, and it's a beautiful tech sort of desk. There's a huge computer screen and a cooling system for his beautiful PC and all. And the desk itself is strewn with notebooks and other various bits and bobs, as hard drives and things like that. It's clearly a cool tech guy.
He's an enthusiast.
Yeah. And he says immediately he's happy to be on the stream. He's clearly has streamed with Nicole and Josh before. They talk like old friends. He says, "Oh, hey, hey everybody, hey chat. I can't see the chat. Let me know if they have any questions. Hey, I'm so excited that we're going to be playing more of my game. If you haven't bought Shattered Worlds, I don't know why you're watching this. Go grab a copy. We're going to stream. It's going to be great. Hey, and here's a special sneak peek for all you Verge fans." And you see the chat is huge. There are thousands and thousands of people in this. Clearly, Nicole Vergeson is quite an established streamer.
Sure,
Unless you
sure.
know them, maybe you know them already. For all you cool Verge fans, there's going to be an announcement at the end of the stream. I've got a new project. You're going to be the first to hear about it, called Fangs and Fortune. It's going to be great. Get excited. There's more of that at the end of the stream. All right, hey, what are we wasting time for? Let's get going.
What was
Josh.
that called again? Sorry, Fang?
Fangs and Fortune.
Thank you.
This whole time, Josh is participating in the conversation, but not very charismatically. Lack of a video setup and
Stream
clearly not a
delay.
huge amount of charisma. A lot of, oh, cool, yep. Yeah, I'm starting to play. Yeah, it should be good. Thanks for including me, Nicole. It should be good. We're good to play again. And then you see in her video footage of her playing, a VR headset pops down over Verge's head
Cool.
by her own hands. It's not a mystery.
Oh,
it's not like a Wallace and Gromit thing. She puts
Gotcha.
on a VR headset. And the stream changes again, and we see Shattered Worlds.
So all of the people screens are gone?
We don't see the video call anymore. You can hear them,
Mm-hmm.
but all we see on the stream is a little bit of Verge in the corner looking like an idiot, moving around, not even facing the camera half the time because they're so invested in the game. But we see Shattered Worlds, and it is from Nicole's perspective.
Mhm.
First-person VR shots of Shattered Worlds. And looking around, you get a feel for what the game is. It's sort of a open, post-apocalyptic cityscape. Verge looks around, looks up and down. You see them look down at their own hands. They can see their avatar body beneath them. They're holding a cool big gun. And clearly it's like a team-based battle royale shooter post-apocalyptic. They're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, my main question, it's VR. What's the movement like?
Well, interestingly, you can see Nicole moving around in her space. She has a bit of an open space that she's moving in, and her character's moving around. All three characters seem to have their movement sort of locked together in some way. So they can't get too far away,
Okay,
which means
that's interesting.
and the whole team sort of like jumps from space to space as they move through. It seems like it could be a little clunky, but they get it very quickly. They're clearly used to the game, and it means that Nicole and Dave, who look like they're doing quite well, they're shooting other players. It looks like it's got some multiplayer aspects to it. They're shooting. It's a PvPvE sort of game. There's some zombies to
Sure.
shoot. There's some players to shoot. They're working together. Josh, not as good at streaming. Also very much not as good as playing. A lot of his shots are just firing randomly. He's not doing so well. They make fun of him for it, and he's pretty happy about it. He's like, oh, I'm having fun. What are you talking about? It's a VR game. Look at this. And then he just kind of spins a little bit. Look at this. And he sort of bumps into stuff. He's just having fun.
Now, you said that it was PvPvE. Does that mean this is all online?
All online.
Okay.
They're playing with each other. You can see both of their avatars in the space as well, moving around. So you can see, whenever Nicole is looking at Josh, you see Josh's little avatar throwing his gun around, being like, "Ba-do-ba-do-do-do-do." You see Dave's avatar moving much more tactically, ducking behind a piece of rubble and chopping out, being like, "Bow, bow, bow, bow. I'm so cool." They're having fun. They're playing this great VR game. This continues for a while. Again, you sort of scroll forward a little. Simba texts you a timestamp like, watch from 1722 or whatever time, So they play together. Lots of normal banter. They seem like they have a friendly relationship, all three of them. Well, at least Dave and Josh seem to have a friendly relationship with Verge in the center of this trio.
Interesting. Okay.
The two of them don't talk a huge amount. As you're watching, at one point, suddenly you see Dave's avatar sort of trips and falls to its knees. Verge looks a little bit concerned, and Dave says, "Oh, sorry, I tripped on something." You see his arms brushing the floor for a little bit, and eventually gives up. Okay, I'll check when we're done. Let's keep going. The gameplay continues for a minute or two more, and then suddenly you see his avatar lunge forward, chest first. Then it stops. It turns around, and you hear Dave's voice say, "Who's there?" The avatar's arms lift up, gun sort of weirdly clipping inside his own head as his hands come up, but it looks like he's covering his head with his hands. Says, okay, stop. Suddenly, you see the head of the avatar, like, snap upwards.
Oh, God.
Looking directly up. Just straight vertically upwards. You think perhaps you've seen the murder, but then you hear, "Whoa, what are you doing here?" Well, hey, we can talk about this. Hey, I know you think that, oh, wait, sorry, let me mute. It's mute, clearly, because while you no longer hear Dave's voice, you see the avatar moving around as if it's having a fairly animated conversation. Its hands occasionally protect its head again, it moves out forward, arms waving a little bit. And after a little bit of that, the avatar turns around again, 180 degrees. You see the head that was the entire time looking straight up into the sky snaps back down to a normal head position. And you hear Dave's voice again saying, "God, sorry about that. I just had to..." Ah! And the avatar slumps forward again. Its chest is suspended, like horizontal to the ground, dangling there, the arms slumping to either side. Verge calls out a few times. Said, Dave, hey, Dave. Sorry, everyone, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to end the stream. And the video ends.
That's very distressing. I don't like this at all.
So you sort of have footage of the death.
That's too real.
Well,
how could you do this? That's
it's a murder show.
What the hell,
It's
Billy?
a murder mystery show.
Oh.
They get there's murder in these
That's
things.
messed up. God. Okay, what was the last thing he said before he went on mute again?
He said, well, hey, we can talk about this. I know you think that... Wait, let me mute.
You think that.
And I think already it's up to you to know you can call Simba back or you can start your own investigation.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Fine, let's call Simba back.
I'll go straight to voicemail.
Then he knocks on my door.
Then he knocks on your door. No, he answers.
So, you see what I mean? We sort of have footage of the death.
So you actually then went and investigated. How did you hear about this?
Well, I mean, right after it happened, I think someone who'd seen it called 911.
Oh.
We saw the footage and we rushed straight to Dave's apartment, which is where he was streaming from. We know this already. So we've marked off his apartment as a crime scene. We haven't done any real investigation there yet. I wanted to call you again. I don't trust the cops. So I can text you the address of the crime scene. We have talked a little bit to Nicole Vergeson, to Josh Yang, who was on the call, but again, only to prep them to see if you'd like to question them. So I can give you any details you need for them as well. If there's anyone else you need me to look up, if you try and find people later on who you'd like to investigate, I can help you get names and addresses. But for now, they seem to be our best first leads.
That's very fair. I would like you to do some research. I want the top chat mod.
Okay, I'll look into the top chat mod.
You know what those words mean, right?
Well, I'll Google them and then I'll look into it.
Excellent.
I'll ask my daughter. She's hip. She keeps telling me I need to spend more time on TikTok and less time on old clock. I have an old clock in the garage I fix up every day. I don't know anything about clocks, but I enjoy the calmness of it.
That sounds lovely.
It is. There's a lot of death in my life.
Sometimes you need an old clock.
Sometimes you need an old clock. Unless you're doing Nancy doing the secret of the old clock, in which case it's a whole new investigation.
Yeah, but that's a good comforting one.
So yeah, if you need anything, I can get you names and addresses, but I don't know if you want to check out the crime scene or talk to any of the people involved, but I'm trusting you to lead this investigation.
No, let's get away from the crazy virtualness of all this for the moment. Let's treat it like normal. Let's go check out the crime scene. That makes sense.
All right, I'll text you the address.
Yep.
And he does.
Cool. I jet over.
You jet over. You don't need to. It's in
really
your city.
far away.
It's in your city. Yeah. Yeah, he called you in. I know you're in Zimbabwe
you mentioned
right
calling
now.
911. I have to do quite a journey to make this happen.
That is true. So you fly. 36 hours later, you arrive at the crime scene. Crime scene itself is a penthouse apartment.
Penthouse apartment? How old is this guy?
Young.
What the hell?
His game has been very popular. As you fly, you can do a quick Google on Shattered Worlds, and you find out that it's been an immensely popular VR game. It's the first game released by Dave Lecompte's new studio called Fracture, and it was wildfire popular, partially thanks to people like Nicole Vergeson, who picked it up, streaming it when it was still a small, newly released game, and people love watching it, people love playing it, and it's developed a very large community and made a lot of money for Dave Lecompte.
Wow.
And the rest of his studio, presumably.
How long has it been out?
It's been out for a couple of years now, probably.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And so he's made a good amount of it. Updates keep happening, but it's been a few years and it has just still maintained that popularity. And so you can see that he's clearly doing quite well for himself. The apartment is a penthouse apartment from which he was streaming. You take the lift up to the apartment, get out.
Is it one of those ones where the lift goes straight into the apartment and the super fancy
No,
ones?
the lift comes up, goes down a small corridor, and then hits
Great.
the apartment
It seems
door.
like terrifying for security.
Oh, no. Who would want the lift that goes straight to the apartment? Never. The door itself, at the moment, has police tape across the front and is currently open because they knew you were coming. So you can step right through.
I hover over the police tape, I guess.
I thought you'd limbo under, but sure, you can hover over.
I want to take a look at that door first. Any signs of force, anything like that?
So the door to the apartment is open, But you look and there doesn't seem to be any sign of forced entry. There's no scratching around the door. There's no shattering of the door frame.
No wood
There's nothing
chips.
like that. Not even things that look like the lock was picked or anything like that. Looking at the door, it seems a perfectly normal, lovely door.
Mm-hmm.
As you enter into the apartment, you see that the door opens up into a sort of large living room space in which his desk and his sort of VR space are front and center.
Okay.
This is clearly what he does. You walk in the door, the desk is right in front of you on an opposite
Yeah.
wall. The area behind it is left generally quite open. Couches are sort of off to the side, so there's a big open area so that he could move around in.
So is this door, would it be, if there were a camera on while he was streaming, is this door visible?
The camera, you can see it sitting sort of elevated above his desk
Gotcha.
because he uses it for the video call, but when he streams, he doesn't stream. He's a guest on Verge's stream. So from the way the camera is set up for this call, the door is not visible.
Cool.
He's chosen a very nice looking angle. And you remember from the call, it did look quite like a well curated angle that showed off his computer and his other stuff that he could talk to.
Yeah, that's fair. Top streamers always make it look like streaming is their entire life. You're not allowed to see signs of humanity.
No living space, unlike us when we stream, where you can just see our kitchen. So the desk and the VR space are the main kind of call for this main living area. To the right, there's a little entryway off to the kitchen, which is just to the right of the door. Across from you, so just to the right side of where the desk is set up on the wall, there is a hallway, which if you follow, leads to a secondary living room, the bedrooms and space like that.
Secondary living
It's
room.
more like a single living space that was cut off with a wall placed straight into the center. And of course, the desk itself catches your eye because it is in disarray. Things have been strewn about, and by the desk, you see Dave's body. Probably should have started with this one, buried the lead a little bit.
Interesting.
You see Dave's body lying as if it is slumped off the side of the desk. And in his back, there is a large kitchen knife protruding out from between his shoulder blades.
Slumped on desk, you say? Or
He had slumped on the desk and looks like he's now fallen off to the side, landed on the floor.
Yep. Big knife.
Big knife.
Computer on?
I suppose the computer would be on, yes. You know, it's slept itself.
Fair enough. And if I tap the buttons, does it need a password
It does
to get
need a
back on?
password to get back
Come
in.
on, Dave.
What do you mean, come on, Dave? That's good security.
I know. What? Security from me?
He
on.
didn't know you were coming, Dani. He's dead.
He didn't prepare for his death, is all I'm saying.
No, true.
Come on, young people today. It's getting gruesome. Tell me about this knife and this wound.
So you look at the body. You see if there's anything else that could have been a wound anywhere else, anything
was he
other than
being
this. But
choked first, muffled.
no, his generally doesn't look like he's too battered or bruised. But yes, there is a large knife that has been jammed straight between his shoulder blades, as if someone came up from behind and stabbed him in the back with it.
Man, is that an insta-kill?
In this case, yes.
Okay.
Is it always? I don't know. It's a large knife, and he's been stabbed quite hard at the back.
Cool. It got something spinal. Gotcha.
Yeah. Or it pierced a lung, and it's gone all the way through into the heart from behind. It is a large kitchen knife, the sort of thing that's like the biggest knife in a knife block sort of knife. I don't know a better way to describe those kinds of knives.
Feels like a quick peek into the kitchen would be a good idea.
You have a quick peek into the kitchen. I'm assuming you're looking at his knives.
Indeed. I want to see.
You
Does
see,
he have a fancy
there is
knife
a knife
block?
block there,
Mm.
and it contains all the knives except for the largest knife in the knife block, which is just an empty slot.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to take the knife out and see if it fits.
Okay, if you did,
I'm not doing a gruesome Cinderella.
it would.
Okay.
The gruesome Cinderella maneuver would pay
Lovely.
off in this case. You can see clearly the handles of the knives match the handle of the knife that's in his back. They're from the same set.
Cool, cool, cool.
I suppose coincidentally someone could have stolen his large knife, bought a separate knife, unrelated, and come in and done it, but that doesn't seem likely.
Understood. Likely his knife.
Hmm.
Still can't say anything for certain.
No.
That's a
it's-
lie. In my notes, I just wrote his knife.
Good.
Now, when I watched the stream, I did get a brief look at his desk and that sort of stuff. I bring that stream up on my phone again.
Yep.
Sorry, 40 minutes later. There we go. I get to the point that I want to, and I want to look at his desk just to see if the belongings roughly match. Do I notice anything missing?
So you head over to the desk, and first of all, the desk is in disarray.
Yeah.
It has been tossed around as if someone was throwing everything around, and you can see that in the footage that you have, the desk is, while cluttered, quite neat. Things are piled up. There's a lot on the desk, but it's not in sort of disarray. You're not sure whether it's the kind of disarray that would have happened if he'd landed and flailed about on his desk. Although you do notice that some of the drawers have been opened and only half shut.
Interesting.
Looking through, however, you notice that there is a lot of stuff on these desks that is worth a good amount of money. You see very expensive computer equipment. The computer tower itself looks like it would be worth $15,000. There's a beautiful TV screen. There's stuff. There's even cash.
Yeah, nothing about this really screamed random robbery.
So nothing looks like it's been taken, except you go back through. You've got an image.
I am doing a spot
item
the
by
difference.
item. It's a spot the difference. And there's one thing that you notice is missing.
Excellent.
On his desk, quite prominently displayed, right on top of a pile, there's a hard drive, a removable hard drive with an interesting sort of decal on it. Like it's not just a black or silver or whatever color hard drive. It's got like a pattern on it, sort of a multicolored abstract pattern. Nothing I could describe to you precisely, but...
Oh, I'm already impressed that I could recognize it as a hard drive.
That you don't seem to be able to find anywhere. You look in the drawers, look under the desk, search around, under the couch in case it got flipped onto the... No, you don't see it. So it does seem like there is one thing that was on that desk that is missing.
Excellent. All right. So body, check, desk, check. Oh, nothing else exciting was in those drawers as far as I could tell, right?
No, nothing in the drawer. I mean, stuff that might tell you more about Dave Lecomte as a person, but...
We're not worried about that.
But it's nothing that's like...
Not yet.
If I die, here's who murdered me.
Yeah,
Or,
there's no will.
No,
we know
nothing,
that.
No message written
We already
in
know
blood.
he wasn't considering his own death.
Yeah, because he didn't have a little password hint specifically for the most famous investigator from a different continent. Yes.
Do you not have things hidden around the apartment for just in case you die?
No.
Interesting.
Okay.
I've clearly got to do some preparations.
But yeah, nothing else in this sort of desk area that tells you anything else notable about the crime.
I have a plan for if you die, someone people sometimes make a list of their passwords to give to someone else so that they can shut down accounts and things like that.
All right, maybe I'll do that. All I've got is a big piece of paper above our computer that says an exotic surmise founded upon your own ignorance, which I guess is just to mock a detective who comes in and investigates.
Someone is going to come in here to try to escape room out your passwords to things, and they're going to see
think
that.
That's a clue. It's not a clue.
That's the biggest clue.
It's just a reference to one of our bonus shows for patrons. So no, nothing else in this living room itself that looks interesting.
Great. So I've already checked the door. How's the view from here?
Well, you go to have a look at the view. Some windows in this room that let in light, but most of the main sort of windows out that have a view are in the other
living space.
So you think, I'll go have a look at the view.
Absolutely.
You go out and you see a beautiful, unobstructed view of some gardens. Not his gardens, just city gardens and
nice.
parks.
That's much better.
And when I say unobstructed, I mean very unobstructed because the window that you're looking through has been completely smashed.
Oh, okay.
You see the window has no glass in it, but in a way that it had clearly been shattered by a fairly large object going through it. The window itself is large. You could squeeze through the window if you wanted to, and you can see looking out the window, it is one of those windows that connects directly to a fire escape. And you see the glass from the window, or the smashed bits of glass
on the outside,
all shattered around that fire escape.
So someone is hinting at the fact that someone smashed their way out of here and didn't want to go out through traditional means. That's what it's being made to look like.
But the view is lovely.
Oh, I'm glad. No secret footprints or anything? No blood marks on the fire escape?
You look... It would make sense that there's blood on the fire escape, but there's not. Someone clearly, I guess they got lucky when they
I checked the bathroom.
Through.
Did they wash their hands first? They smashed and then they washed.
You look in the bathroom to see if someone's like washed all this blood off their hands, but you think back and the type of wound, the single stab without the knife being removed again, it doesn't look like there'd be a huge amount of blood on someone they might need to wash off.
Sure. There's that one. And then there's the blood of if they cannonballed through
That's
the glass.
also true. That's true. That's also true.
Did I actually see anything that looks like it could have been used for this smashing? Is there some discarded marble statue either in or out that looks like they would have smashed through a window with?
Yes, not a marble statue, it's anything you notice, but you do see that while most of the glass is all outside, as you have noted, there is near the window a sort of a end table that has fallen to the side, and the corner of that end table,
Oh.
so it would have had like
Got a big old dent.
has just like, that sort of glass crust sort of thing, like it's like it's been smashed against it and it's impacted a little bit. It's got the
From my many years of experience, yes.
yes.
Know exactly what you
So
mean.
there is a large object there that could have smashed that window open.
Interesting. I feel like I should note now, I did not draw a bathroom on my vague apartment diagram.
Oh, well, terrible. And also, still looking around the glass, you do see that on the outside where the glass has fallen, you were looking for footprints. Obviously, you don't see any footprints, but that glass does look, some of it in patches has been crushed as if underfoot.
Great. That's very handy because I'm pretty sure that's the sort of thing that when I get my own non-police forensic investigators on it, they can investigate everybody's shoes. They can find teeny tiny fragments. That's a thing, right?
Yes, that is a thing.
You've done footprint and shoe analysis before.
I've also done glass matching as well.
Ah, excellent.
Glass matching is interesting because it's about refraction. So you can get like types of glass if they match because they'll refract light the same way. And so you basically like suspend all the bits of glass in the same liquid and you change the wavelength of light that's shining through it, I think, and you want them, if they both go like completely invisible at the same wavelength, you're like, that's the same refraction. But if not, then they can't, then they're not from the same thing.
I mean, I don't know why you're explaining this to me. I know all of this.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
the
what I'm saying.
detective.
I'm just saying, people who want to do, it's one of the things I enjoyed the most when I was doing forensics.
I loved you when you talk about your class. I loved you. I loved you when you talked about your university stuff. It was so exciting.
There's some very interesting stuff. I apply none of that to my mystery writing, by the way. I will say, you keep looking around the apartment for any other trace clues and things like that. You follow your nose and there's nothing else really that you find.
Fair enough. So it feels that the best thing to do would be just be analytical. I'm going to take my photos and all of that. And I think that I need to do some fingerprint analysis. There are so many objects that could have been touched around here. We've got drawers, we've got the knife, obviously, we've got a door, we've got an end table. There are all sorts of things that I feel like I should do that. Do I have my own independent printer?
A printer?
Fingerprinter.
Oh, you're not going to print off
That's what we
some
call
photos.
them in the biz.
No, but you can get the rest of the police people out to do the forensics
I
for
find
you.
the most malleable to my whims police people.
It's, what was his name? Joey Cool?
Oh no.
Joey Cool Kid from a previous mystery?
Oh, that's upsetting. I
From
don't
the hairdresser
remember.
one, I
Yeah,
think?
I know
Yeah.
who you mean.
Joey Cool. I'm going to think his name was Joey Cool until further notice.
Right, yeah, he's the star pupil.
Yes, you remember him. Bill Billingham told you about him at some point, and he says, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll."
I
get
may
all
have
the
changed my
prints.
name. I don't remember.
If my name wasn't Joey Cool before, it is now. I'm ready to help out.
Great. So all of those things that I just listed off.
You're getting fingerprints on the
Okay. FP
FP
on. Okay, obviously knife.
knife.
Can you do that without taking it out?
They can fingerprint the handle.
Yeah, that's the most important part to fingerprint.
Yeah.
The drawers,
Drawers,
front door,
front door,
end table.
end table. You've listed 4 things, and I somehow have 5 fingers up, but that's okay.
Intriguing.
All right. You can command him to take those prints, and he'll start to take them.
Excellent. It's okay. We've had so many delays on this project already. You can take a few hours. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
look, he's fine. He's going to get the prints. He's going to get them good.
Now, this is interesting because everything that I'm getting so far is very classic. Oh, it was someone he knew, someone business competitor or something like that. Just this was some sort of angry professional rivalry. Annoyingly, so far, the only suspects that I appear to have are two that were on stream with him, just because, they're the only people I know right now. I'm sure there were more people in his life that wanted him dead, and I'll need to find out who those are.
Yeah, of course.
So I should learn a bit about this victim in order to get there. Because so far my only two suspects, as far as we know, were far away from him at the time. Probably find out where they live, anything like that. And I think that the best thing to do, it seemed like Nicole was the one who knew Dave properly, right?
Yes.
To an extent. So if I'm going to visit someone, let's go with her.
All right. You're on your way to join the Verge Nation.
That's distressing.
That's what she calls her fans. Solve This Murder is created by Bill Sunderland and Dani Siller as part of the Consume This Media network. To find out more about all of our shows, you can head to consumethismedia.com. If you want to try your hand at solving this murder yourself, send your current theory in to solvethismurderpod@gmail.com and you may end up on our wall of detectives.
If you enjoyed part 1 and you cannot wait another week for the next part and to see where this mystery concludes, our Patreon donors at www.patreon.com/consumethismedia will have all parts of this mystery available to them right now. So if you're the sort of person who enjoys binging and just needs to hear that answer, that's where you'll find it.
A special thank you to Jared, Devon and Whit from the podcast Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts for creating our theme music, and thanks to all of you for listening.